Ancient goddess of magic, sorcery, necromancy, and the moon, Hecate holds a mysterious and powerful place in mythology. Worshipped by witches, pagans, and shamans, she is often seen as a goddess who presides over thresholds, transitions, and invisible mysteries. As a triune goddess, she rules over life, death, and rebirth, moving freely through all realms, earth, sea, sky, and the underworld. In this detailed exploration of Hecate, we'll dive into her rich history, recall one of her most famous myths, and examine why so many people seek her guidance today. You'll learn how to invoke her in your spiritual practice and what items to place on an altar dedicated to her. Additionally, we'll recommend 3 essential books to further your journey with Hecate. Hecate in History, Origins and Evolution. Ancient origins. Hecate's origins are mysterious and debated among scholars. Some associate her with the ancient Thracians, while others link her to the Greek pantheon. In Greek mythology, Hecate is unique. Although she is a goddess in her own right, she is often seen as an outsider compared to the Olympians. In Homer's The Iliad and the Odyssey, Hecate does not appear prominently, but in later texts, her image becomes stronger and more widespread. The most detailed early description of Hecate comes from the poet Hesiod in his work Theogony, c. 8th century BCE, where she is revered as a powerful deity given dominion over land, sea, and sky by Zeus. Hesiod emphasizes her generosity to humanity, highlighting her ability to bestow wealth and blessings. Role in Greek and Roman mythology. As Hecate's role in Greek mythology evolved, she became associated with chthonic, underworld, deities. She developed an intimate relationship with Persephone and Demeter, playing an important role in Persephone's abduction myth, which we will see shortly. In this context, Hecate was seen as a protector and guide through the dark and mysterious world of the dead. The Romans also incorporated Hecate into their religious practice, where she retained her association with the underworld and magic. Over time, she became the focus of various magical rituals that were both protective and destructive. Hecate is often depicted as a triune goddess, meaning that she has 3 faces or forms. This depiction connects her to the idea of transition, youth, adulthood, and old age, past, present, and future, or even birth, life, and death. In some depictions, she is shown with 3 heads, human, dog, and snake, or holding torches, keys, and daggers, symbolizing her role as the guardian of crossroads and transitions between realms. Her triune nature also connects her to the moon, waxing, full, and waning. Thus, Hecate governs the mystical cycles of time and change, representing the eternal ebb and flow of life and death. The myth of Hecate, Persephone, and the underworld. One of Hecate's most famous myths is her role in the story of Persephone, the daughter of Demeter and Zeus, who was kidnapped by Hades, god of the underworld. As the myth goes, Hades kidnaps Persephone, taking her to the underworld to make her his queen. Demeter, goddess of the harvest, is devastated by her daughter's disappearance. She searches the earth to find her, but to no avail. Demeter's grief causes the world to fall into a deep winter, as all the plants and crops die. Hearing Demeter's screams, Hecate rushes to her. Holding their torches aloft, Hecate leads Demeter into the depths of the earth. Together, they descend into the underworld, where they find Persephone. Hecate helps negotiate a deal whereby Persephone is allowed to return to earth for part of the year, bringing the seasons of spring and summer with her. When Persephone is in the underworld during autumn and winter, Hecate stays with her, guiding her through the darkness. This myth highlights Hecate's role as a liminal goddess, a goddess of boundaries and transitions. She moves freely between the realms of life and death, light and darkness, and guides those who seek her protection in times of great change. Working with Hecate, why invoke the goddess? In modern spiritual practices, Hecate is worshipped as a goddess of witchcraft, magic, and the invisible. Seekers turn to her for guidance in areas such as shadow work, prophecy, and protection from evil forces. Hecate is also seen as a goddess of empowerment, helping those who are on the verge of personal transformation or who are at crossroads in their lives. Protection and elimination of negativity. Hecate is often invoked for protection. As a fierce goddess who can roam between worlds, she is seen as a guardian against harmful spirits, evil magic, and negative energy. Her association with dogs and snakes further reinforces her image as a protector. Invoking Hecate in rituals focused on removing or purifying negativity can provide a deep sense of protection and clarity. Guidance in times of change. Because of her association with crossroads, Hecate is often invoked during times of transition, whether it be a change in career, relationships, or spiritual practice. She is seen as a guide who can illuminate the way forward when a person is at a metaphorical crossroads. People often invoke her in times of uncertainty and rely on her to provide wisdom and clarity in their decision-making process. Shadow work and embracing the unknown. In psychological and spiritual shadow work, Hecate is an excellent goddess to work with. Shadow work involves exploring hidden or repressed parts of ourselves, often aspects we are afraid to confront. As the goddess of darkness and the underworld, Hecate helps her devotees face their fears and embrace the darkness within themselves with courage. People who want to understand themselves better, confront past trauma, or deal with deep emotional pain often call on Hecate for assistance. Magic and prophecy. As a goddess of magic, Hecate is often invoked in spells and rituals. She is considered a master of the occult arts, making her an ideal goddess for those who wish to deepen their magical knowledge. Her strong connection to prophecy also makes her a patron of those who read tarot cards, cast runes, or use other forms of spiritual guidance. Her presence in these practices is believed to help uncover hidden truths and provide clarity. How to invoke Hecate, ritual and altar setup. If you feel it is important to work with Hecate, creating an altar and performing a simple invocation ritual can be a powerful way to build a connection with her. Below are some essential steps on how to create a sacred space for Hecate and invoke her in ritual. Setting up an altar for Hecate. Your altar to Hecate can be as simple or elaborate as you wish. The most important thing is to include items that represent her and the aspects of her that you want to honor. Here are some ideas for your Hecate altar. Black candles. As the goddess of the night and the moon, black candles are a powerful symbol of Hecate's connection to darkness and her role as a guide in dark times. Torches or lanterns. Hecate is often depicted carrying torches to light the way in the darkness. Small lanterns or candles representing her torches are great altar items. Keys. Hecate is known as the keeper of keys, symbolizing her ability to open doors between worlds. Place a symbolic key on your altar to represent her role as a gatekeeper between realms. Dog or snake figurines. Dogs, especially black dogs, are sacred to Hecate and represent her protective energy. Snakes symbolize rebirth and transformation, two important themes in Hecate's mythology. Food offerings. Food offerings such as garlic, eggs, or bread can be placed on the altar. Traditionally, cakes baked in Hecate's honor were left at crossroads as offerings to the goddess. Moon images. Since Hecate is strongly associated with the moon, placing lunar symbols or images in your place of worship can help awaken her energy. Invocation ritual for Hecate. To invoke Hecate, you'll need a quiet place where no one will disturb you. Begin by lighting your candles and taking some time to center yourself through meditation or deep breathing. When you feel ready, recite the following invocation, or feel free to put it into your own words. Hecate, goddess of the night, keeper of the keys, queen of the crossroads, I call upon you to guide me through the shadows. With your torches, light my way. With your wisdom, help me see from the darkness into the light. Hecate, protector and guide, I pray for your presence in my life. Help me through this time of change and show me the way forward. So be it. After the prayer, spend some time in quiet reflection. You can use divination tools such as tarot cards or runes to explore Hecate's guidance further. When you are finished, thank Hecate for her presence and extinguish the candles. Offerings to Hecate. As with many deities, making offerings is an important part of working with Hecate. Here are some offering ideas that may help deepen your connection with her. Garlic. Garlic is a traditional offering to Hecate, often placed at crossroads or altars in her honor. Honey or eggs. These are symbols of fertility and life, reflecting Hecate's role in the cycle of birth and death. Red wine or mead. Alcoholic beverages such as red wine or mead are often used in offerings to chthonic deities such as Hecate. Black bread or cake. Special bread or cake baked in her honor is a traditional offering, often left at crossroads or in cemeteries. Pomegranate. As a fruit associated with the myth of Persephone, the pomegranate is associated with Hecate's role as goddess of the underworld.